The biggest investment in high-speed internet ever. Because for today's economy to work for everyone, internet access is just as important as electricity was, or water, or other basic services.
Funding for the ambitious plan is authorized under a $1 trillion infrastructure law Biden signed in 2021. And the announcement is timed to kick off a tour highlighting the positive effects of Biden's agenda so far, as his 2024 re-election bid gears up.
Connecting everyone to America, in America, to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet is a bold goal, but we're a great nation, especially one as vast and geographically diverse as ours. It's even bolder.
Much later.
$42 billion effort to extend internet service to millions of Americans. It's now been 1,039 days since that program was enacted. After all of that time, not one person has been connected to the internet. Not one home, not one business. Not even one shovel worth of dirt has been turned. And it gets worse. No infrastructure builds will even start until sometime next year at the earliest, and in many cases, not until 2026. This makes Vice President Harris's $42 billion initiative the slowest moving federal broadband deployment program in recent history. With Vice President Harris at the helm, Politico recently reported on the, quote, frustration in finger pointing that defined the program's, quote, messy, delayed rollout.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
Everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief.
Damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
Okay, we are in 2024, headed to 2025. We've had internet for a couple of decades now. But do you know that there are those in this country that don't have full high-speed internet capabilities? I mean, I've heard some stories where in some places that I don't know if it's true or not, that they're still using dial-up. And the thing is that even though you have Starlink and a couple of things that you can grab on, they still don't have full internet access. This should have been done a long time ago. And back in 2019, Biden administration with Kamala Harris, who was put in charge of this, was given $42 billion to build up the infrastructure. And just recently, the FCC Commissioner, Brendan Carr, has gone to a subcommittee hearing saying that here we are in 2024, not one person has been connected to the internet that was promised in this package plan. Folks, let me tell you, when the elections are around the corner, and people saying, well, yeah, we're going to get the first women president and all that. I've always tell you, do not look at the gender. Do not look at the color of skin. Look at their accomplishments. Look at what they're going to bring to the table. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but remember who has been a thorn in our back, who has raised our prices, who has done all of this and destroyed continuing to destroy the infrastructure of this country. Think about that for a minute. Think about how much you're paying for a pack of eggs these days. I've seen prices up to $10. I've seen milk go for about $7 to $8 per gallon in some places. I've seen bread prices $5, $6 for a loaf of bread. Pack of bacon is $8.99. I've seen meat prices that are just through the roof. I used to be able to get steak for a good price, under $8. Now these days I got to spend $15 to $20 for a nice piece of steak. Pork prices have been high, but at least I think they've been starting to balance out a bit. Chicken prices, they fluctuate heavy. Juice prices are through the roof. Butter, and many other things. Fruits, vegetables, you name it. Now we got here, the government had gotten $42 billion. This administration's got $42 billion. What have they done with it? Nothing. Nothing at all. They may have redirected it to something else. We're going to read into this, and this is off of Fox Business. FCC commissioner hits Biden administration for $42 billion in unspent high-speed internet funds. The senior Republican on the Federal Communications Commission is blaming the Biden administration for the lack of high-speed internet projects that were approved under the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, comparing the situation to the dearth of the electric vehicle charging stations that were also supposedly to be built with the funds. In 2021, the Biden administration got $42.545 billion from Congress to deploy high-speed internet to the millions of Americans, the GOP opponent Commissioner Brendan Carr wrote on X about 2 weeks ago. Years later, it hasn't been not connected one person with those funds. In fact, now it says no construction projects will even start till 2025 at the earliest. Commentators on social media noted that the funds were allocated to the states, arguing to the Biden administration it is not responsibility for any delays, but Carr says it is the Biden administration that is holding up the progress. There is no question that the 2021 law put some progress in place, but the Biden administration decided to layer on top of that by Xantium addition set of hoops that the states will have to go through before the administration will approve them to actually get these funds and start completing the builds, Carr told Fox Business in an interview. Carr acknowledged that some high-speed internet projects have connected people during the Biden administration, but he said none of them have been funded by the $42.5 billion allocated from the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program from the Infrastructure and Jobs Act, which was administration's signature broadband initiative. When reached for comment, the White House did not address Carr's claim that no high-speed internet projects from the BEAD program actually is up and running, but pointed to 3 Republican governors' statements touting that the receipt of the federal funds for the broadband projects. As Governor Huckabee Sanders said when she announced that the funding her state is receiving from the President's Biden Internet for All program, these funds are transformative and help close the digital divide between rural and urban Americans, White House spokesperson Robin Patterson told Fox Business in a statement. Thanks to President Biden, Investing in America agenda is more than 2 million homes gaining access to high-speed internet services since 2022, and the networks are currently under construction in more than 25 states. Patterson continued. The Biden-Harris administration committed to delivering every American high-speed, reliable internet as fast as the law allows. We are proud and of the praise of our efforts garnered even the Republicans like Senator Tommy Tuberville and Governor Jim Justice. Now, there are other politicians that are criticizing it, and we're hearing like from Atlanta, down in Georgia, that nothing has been done there. Some of this is from previous monies allocated state to state. This is not the $42 billion. Some of it is from monies from the companies themselves, not from federal dollars also. Remember that. Carr said the program has been mirrored in bureaucracy delays, and he accused the administration of sitting on applications from states that are attempting to move forward. He said the progress is even moving in the opposite direction in many cases. In a post on X, Carr said the hold up is due to a partisan political agenda that includes climate change, of course, mandates, tech-based DEI requirements favoring government-run networks, plus more. The Republican commissioner further blasted the Biden administration over the Democratic majority at the FCC moved in 2022 to revoke the $800 million awarded to Elon Musk's Starlink under the Trump administration, which says he would have had brought high-speed internet service to 642,000 rural locations. Carr pointed out to the recent controversy over the lack of progress on the Biden administration promising to have 500,000 EV charge stations across the nation by the end of the decade, using funds from the infrastructure bill after the Federal Highway Administration revealed that they've only seen 7 or 8 have actually been built on the highway so far. He says the situation is worse. A lot of people look at 7 EV chargers and thought that this was a big miss, Carr said. And at least you got 7 EV chargers. Here we got $42 billion and we got no shovels in the ground, no connectivity at all. And that's right. And this is the bureaucracy to the situation. Everybody has got their hand out. This is the same situation. When you take a moment, folks, go over to Antenna Man and look up about what's going on with the ATSC 3.0 program and how it is being hindered. I mean, we don't know if we're ever going to get this to work properly, because basically now you have networks that are putting DRMs in place. So basically, if you want to build boxes to handle the AC3, or you want to put it in a TV set, you got to pay out, and pay out good. And, this is going into the hands of politicians. This is going into hands of communication companies, big companies, that broadcasters. Everybody's got their hand out to the situation. This is why we can't get things done. This is an infrastructure plan, and they want to put EV stations throughout the country, 500,000. We don't need those. Right now, what we need is for our highways, our bridges, our roads, they need to be fixed. We need our infrastructure, our electric, our phone towers, our basically internet capabilities to be repaired. How do we do this? We start to repair them. We start to build also. We need nuclear plants to be built. There have been some built, and some of them have been stalled. The plants we already have, they're aging out. People they're afraid, oh no, it's nuclear energy. Actually, it is the cleanest energy you can get, even cleaner than coal right now. And it's reusable. People don't realize that. They look at Fukushima and say, look what happened to Fukushima. Yeah, Fukushima is a weird instance because basically they're on an island. And it was hit by a massive storm and a quake. Of course, that's going to happen. But you hope the safeguards were protected. They say, and the Russian one, that's bad building. These nuclear reactors can be built well, and the newer systems are much smaller than say like 3 Mile Island and some of the others. They're more compact, easier to maintain, doesn't need that much land. Whereas if you look at a solar plant, how much we need to basically feed energy into a state. You need to take up a whole entire area, which you're probably going to have to destroy the nature itself around it, the deforest everything. Or even if you put it in the desert, there are creatures and animals that live in the desert, and you're uprooting them as well. But of course, like I said, the holdbacks, it's because everybody's got their hand out, like I said. They want to say, pay me, pay me, pay me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
When you look to the situation of what this administration has done, it is zero. They've done situations where we didn't need. Once again, we're paying high prices, gas, food, electric. Meanwhile, we have crime that's going on through the roof. We have massive violent protests. They said nothing's going on. They're being very peaceful. No, they're not. Look at recently what's happened in New York during the United General Assembly. How violent that was. Nothing getting done. All the crime, all the illegal immigration into this country that's bringing in the crime, similar to what happened in the 1980s after the Mariana boat lift. It's happening all over again times 10. No respect for the vote, the American voter, for the American citizen. There are people out there that are homeless, that are basically the money that was supposed to go diverted to them have been re-diverted to illegal migrants. People that are not American citizens, that have come here illegally. And those who have come here legally have been put back of the line. That's right. They've been put back in the line. I have people that I knew that it took them years just to become American citizens. And it's still happening. This is going to, they're going to be people ending up waiting 20, 25 years before they're citizens, and they came here legally. Think about that for a minute. And be sure to comment. Let me know what you thought about this. This is $42 billion of infrastructure plans. The internet funds that have not been used. Nobody has been hooked up. Understand that. Nobody. And you say, well, there have been some people up, but not with this money. They've been using this money for climate change programs. Think about that. They're re-diverting the money. So comment, like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. Once again, we thank you for those of you who have clicked on our video. We know that you have thousands and thousands of choices out there to watch, but we really do appreciate that you've clicked on this video. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and stay strong, and bye-bye now.